Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and today we're going to make some boba pearls. The ingredients that you will need are 50 grams of palm sugar, 70 grams of water, and 100 grams of tapioca flour. And for the simple syrup that you will need to boil the pearls in are 100 grams of palm sugar and 350 milliliters of water. Alright, to make your boba pearls, the first thing you need is a pan. Duh. And then you will add your palm sugar and your water. You turn on the heat. And you're going to cook this until it's just slightly boiling. The reason why I use palm sugar instead of brown sugar is, for me, palm sugar The reason why I use palm sugar instead of brown sugar is that for me, palm sugar has just a bit more flavor, and just like, I don't know, for me, I just prefer it more. And since it's possible, that's why I choose to make it with palm sugar. You can use it with brown sugar. You can use a brown sugar if you want like more like mild and less like so strong of a flavor, but I prefer using palm sugar. Now once it is all boiling and all the sugar has dissolved, then with a low heat, you're going to add your tapioca flour little by little. And you're just gonna stir. And then the tapioca should thicken up the whole mixture. And then you're going to add more once it's thickened. And then sooner or later, once all the tapioca flour is added, you should have like a form of a dough. It's best if you use like fresh tapioca flour, because after a while tapioca flour tends to get lumpy. So if it is lumpy, you should strain it first, or like go through a sieve just like this and just like prepare it first. So yeah, just keep adding and continue mixing until it's all becoming a dough. And if it's starting to get hard to like form on the pan, as you can see, mine is just like whitish stuff, then you can just transfer it. I use a sill pad. If you don't have, then you can just use it on like any work table. Just make sure you dust it with tapioca flour before. And I'm using the leftover that I haven't, so I'm just gonna sprinkle that around, and I'm just gonna add the dough. But don't touch the dough first because it's very hot. As everybody knows, boiling water is about 100 degrees Celsius. So you don't want to touch that first. Just let it cool for a bit. And then you should be able to start mixing it. Yeah, it's very hot. I'm just gonna leave it. So I'll be back when it's cold. Alright, it's quite cool, it's still warm, but yeah, I don't have the patience to wait, so you're just gonna knead it into itself. It might seem dry, but it's because most of the tapioca is still covered, like it's covering the dough, so the inside is actually still sticky, so you're just gonna knead it into itself. And you can see slowly it's starting to get sticky again. So use as much as you need. The 100 gram, you don't have to use it all, because sometimes it differs between like the humidity of the place and others. So as you can see, mine is sticking back again.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go.
As you can see, mine is becoming a dough again, and it's actually sticking in very like a very thick slime. It's very hard to rip apart because it's very sticky to each other. But as long as it's not like sticking to your hand and your hand stays clean like mine, that means you should have enough flour, because you just basically want it to have like enough so you can mold it, so later you can boil it. Again, so if you don't need it, you can always just scrape the flour. This is a dough scraper. It's like literally the best thing ever. And it's so cheap. It helps in like sticky doughs, scrape things, or even to cut later. So that is what we're going to use. So just gonna put the leftover back in the bowl. Alright, so my dough is looking pretty good. Just going to knead it a bit more. And I'll come back when it's already a good dough. Alright, I'm back. My dough is looking pretty good. It looks pretty much like a ball. So you will actually still need these extra tapiocas because you're going to coat it. So later when you're boiling, then the water will be like all sticky and gooey. That's what makes like it has like that extra like slimy layer. So I'm going to take some of the tapioca flour, dust it on again, and then you're just going to start to mold. So you can do this two ways. You can just like cut it with like the dough scraper, and then you're just gonna cut into equal pieces, or you can just do it like the very old-fashioned and just rip it. But for me, I prefer to cut it because it has like, for me, it feels like it's more symmetrical and you can get like even shapes. So later when you're cooking, it's all like cooked at the same time, and you're sure about that because you're cutting it. So yeah. Okay. Again, it's important that you also coat like your dough scraper with the flour, because if not, it will stick to this. So I have two pieces now. You can stretch it out a bit. I'm just gonna cut it again, like so. So it looks like these snake things, and I'm just gonna roll it out as best as I can to make them more tiny. So once you're like here, you can just cut them into like equal pieces. It's so hot today, so yeah, probably a nice cold boba milk tea you should do. So then you're just going to cut it into equal pieces, like so. It's very tiny, and then you're just going to roll into the ball. Put it in a container, shake it around, like into the tapioca flour. Once you're rolling into the ball, put it in boiling water. Let's do it.
Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
1 hour later.
Alright, I'm back. So next we are going to boil the tapioca pearls. I already preheated my water, so it should be boiling. Then once all your tapioca pearls are like so, while we are waiting for this to boil completely, gonna dust it with a little bit more tapioca because we don't want them to stick. So just slowly mix them around, making sure they're fully coated. It should have like basically like a very thin white coating. Should have a very thin white coating, and it should not stick to one another, like so. Alright, mine is all fully coated. It's all white. You can't really see any more like the dark brown. It's more just like coated. Just make sure none of them are sticking to each other. Alright, my water is also boiling, so we're gonna add them. While these guys are boiling, you're also going to prepare a bowl that you're going to fill with ice water and a strainer, because after you cook it, you're going to pour it out and let it chill in the ice water. Then you're going to re-boil it, chill it again in the ice water, then you can serve it. Alright, my water's boiling. Let's add it. Again, if you're not used to adding it like this, you can use the help of a strainer. Maybe you're in case of the water splashing, you can just use the strainer and just slowly like ladle it in, I guess. It's a very hot day. It's like 10 a.m. but the sun is already like burning my skin. So yeah, hopefully a nice cold drink of boba will cheer me up. Alright, now we wait until all the water is like thickened up. You can like lower the heat just by a bit, so it's not crazy boiling. You're just gonna keep stirring until they're all like thickened, and you should know they're cooked when they're starting to float. If they sink because it's still raw, when it's cooked it should start to float and basically gets a little chewy and slimy, not like here. Alright, have my bowl here to strain, have my strainer here. Gonna clean up as much as I can. Again, the second one we're going to use this mix of palm sugar and water, so just keep it there. Some of my boba are starting to float. Just mix them around so they don't stick to each other. Even though we call it, they might stick to each other because of the water, so again, try to use as low of the heat as you can. So it's just simmering, and just let it fly and just swim around. Okay? I think my flame turned off because of the wind somehow. I'm gonna wash my hands and get the ice water. Alright, I am back with my ice water. Hopefully it stays ice when my boba is done. Alright, my boba is floating. So I'll be back when it's cooked. it is done. How you know it's done? If you see water, the one you used to boil, is a bit thick, just like really loose slime. And if you lift like one of the bobas, you should see they are like coated, and some of them are more like congealed than the others. Or you can just taste it. It should be all like chewy, nice, and it shouldn't have any like extra like lumps or anything that's like raw. It should feel cooked. Alright, then you're going to strain it. I just realized I say alright a lot. Sorry about that. So you're just gonna try to strain everything, but leave the boba. Okay. Then into the bowl of ice water just for a bit to shock them. I'm just gonna stir it around. It should become more translucent as well. So before you just like brown, but now it's like more like, I would say like copper, and it has like a layer of like transparent like coating, just like how you see an egg basically. Alright, so I should stop saying alright. Then we're going to, it's fine if you don't wash it, just going to add the water. This one has to be weighed and not like this where it's just like up to you, because this whole thing should mix with this to become like that syrup. My chicken keeps scaring me. So it should be like a syrup, and that's what, and with the added sugar it should thicken it up more and darken the color. And also, yeah, basically when you see them putting it from the side and something like sticking like a sugary thing, it's not like a sugar syrup, but it's already in the boba, so that's the point. So I'm just gonna add the sugars and turn it on. But of course we have to leave it first to boil, right? And then when it is slightly boiling and all the sugar has dissolved, then you can add the boba. Okay, once it is starting to boil, I'm going to strain it. Make sure there's no water. Just try to dry it as much as you can, and then just slowly dump them in. Slowly. You pour them all, and they will create a giant splash, and it will not be a good thing. Alright, so I'm gonna just keep cooking this, and once it is done, I'll show you the results, and we'll take some good platings.
One eternity later.
Alright, I'm back for the millionth time. So I'll still strain the boba, but I will save the syrup in this container because I want to actually keep it, because it's actually just sweet and it's just much nicer to keep a syrup on hand. So just gonna slowly pour it. Perfect. Okay, so once I'm done, just gonna leave it. Okay, then just gonna strain it in the ice water. Keep it there, and let's plate. Finally!
20 minutes later.
To see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Alright guys, that is the video today. We made some boba pearls. Well, boba pearl milk tea. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell if you like, comment down below. You can follow all my social media links down below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.